Welcome to the Fanatical Elfz Show, part of the Elfz Network. We are a bunch of wild and crazy Cleveland Browns fans, bringing you all the latest in Browns news. Tune in now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Fanatical Elfz Show. That's Steve Gill. I'm John Suchan. We make up part of the Fanatical Elfz Network. Thank you for partaking in this wonderful edition that you're going to hear from us over the next few minutes as you see our smiling
wonderful.
faces. Yes,
it's wonderful.
We're not in any contests. I know I've said this on other shows, but we're not up for best podcast in the land. We didn't enter that contest, but shout out to those who did win. I know it's a big deal to some others, but Steve, we didn't win. Yeah, I think I might have put in one vote for us, but that was probably about it.
I need to talk to HR about this.
Anywho, we're just Browns fans like you guys, and I know the other guys are Browns fans like them themselves, but we like to talk about the Browns. We'd like to talk about Cleveland, and Steve Gill here's a great wealth of experience, knows everything that you want to know, and he's from out of town. So, I bet. By the way, how's the weather out of town?
I'm hoping it starts raining here pretty soon. It's like 76 degrees. Waiting for a cold front to come through and drop a little rain on my plants, but doesn't look like it's going to happen. Might have to wait till Father's Day and Monday after Father's Day for some heavy duty rain. But
is Father's Day coming up? Is that right? Is it
Sunday?
Oh,
yeah, you didn't know that?
Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. I had no idea.
Shouldn't you know that?
I had no idea. Like, Mom's Day is kind of a big deal to a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, Mom's Day is far more important than Father's Day.
I mean, my dad always said back in the day when, my dad, would always just say, yeah, Father's Day was just a made up holiday, because we had Mom's Day, so you had to have a Father's Day. So it's sort of just one of those things.
So you're saying it's equal opportunity.
Right.
There you go. Well, I'll take
that. So, the Browns, they're not in camp any longer. So the story this week has primarily focused on Brendan Sorsby, the once Texas Tech player. Yeah, Sorsby, the gambler, the $1 million man, Johnny Manziel 2.0. What else do you want to call? So,
I'd call him an addicted gambler, but alleged. Sorry, I don't want to get sued. Addicted gambler. That's what I would.
But he goes to church, Steve. He goes to church. He's a good guy. You didn't hear that part. His agent was on yesterday on this tirade, going on and on about. Well, the kid goes to church. So he's a good kid. So that's good to know. I'm glad he goes to church, but it has nothing to do with.
Well, there's an old joke in the South. When does and this is nothing personal to each of these denominations. When's the only time a Church of Christ and a Baptist don't talk to each other? When they see each other in a liquor store.
Shebang.
But I'm boom.
Boom. I got to find wait, hold on. I have it here somewhere.
Oh, do you?
Maybe. No. We'll do the gong.
I like that one.
Oh, here we go. Drum roll. Boom. Okay.
All right.
So Brendan Sorsby is this kid, and I talked about him on my show earlier today, the Johnny Cleveland podcast. I know you've talked about him a little bit on Dog Pound South earlier in the week. I guess my take on it, I don't want the kid. I don't want anything to do with him. I think 2 weeks ago, Todd Monken, our new head coach, 61-year-old guy, said it's a slippery slope. He doesn't want to go down that path, and I would hope that the Browns organization is in tune and in line with what Monken said. Now, I know Barry has come out and said that he likes to give people second chances and blah, blah, blah. So, a majority of the media out there and locally is really talking this up because they have nothing else to talk about. So,
okay,
I want nothing to do with the kid. Where are you at?
This is the same local media who, when Ortiz and Clase got busted for gambling, said it left a stain on the Guardians. This is the same local media that every time Myles Garrett got a speeding ticket, their heads would explode. And now they are pimping a kid who is going to be suspended. As soon as he signs with an NFL team, the league is going to suspend it. I mean,
Why
no
aren't we
doubt.
hearing that part, Steve?
Oh, because they're not going to say anything because they can't because he's not part of the league yet. I'm sure they have told teams quietly, look, you take this kid or you sign this kid, he's going to be suspended X amount of time. So why, this is the same media that drives Browns fans to search for their quarterback messiah. Every year we go through this routine of having to have our quarterback messiah. I mean, this kid needs another year in college.
Yep.
He's a developmental quarterback who is going to be suspended. No, he won't count on the roster because of the suspension, but they really can't work with him. So why bother? I mean, I know the quarterback room is bad. I mean, Deshaun Watson isn't that good. If he was good, he would have distanced themselves from 2 second-year players. And if Shedeur Sanders can't pass Deshaun Watson, then he's not good either. Dylan Gabriel will probably have 10, 12 years in the league as a backup, but everybody projects him as a backup. And Taylor Green is a rookie. And if you're trotting out Taylor Green as a starter, yes, the Browns will be picking in the top 5. And yes, they will be taking a quarterback. So, I don't touch this kid with a 10-foot pole. Now, the Browns are going to say, and they're going to tell people behind the scenes, they're going to do their due diligence, which is your standard answer. And they should. They should look into every aspect of this kid's life, from going to church to betting on his own team. So,
did anybody go to his birthday party?
Yeah. Did anybody go to his birthday party? Was Myles Garrett there? But anyway, so if I'm the Browns, I don't touch this kid. I mean, they do have a lot of 4th-round picks, and it would be a throwaway pick. I mean, they have 11 draft picks, and if they feel that a couple of years from now this kid could be good, then they might do it. But I'm getting the idea that they might not. I can't see him taking this kid in a supplemental draft, which we don't even know is going to happen yet.
Exactly.
So
I don't think a lot of people understand that part either. The whole process, it's very complex, and it's not that complex, but there is no guarantee that we're going to have a supplemental draft. So that hasn't been.
Yeah, you have to have a couple players to get in to have a supplemental draft.
No,
and usually
back in the day,
they're not drafted. I mean, Bernie Kosar ruined the supplemental draft.
Let me ask, because that's
brilliantly.
Well, right, because he didn't want to be drafted by a particular team in the NFL. Is that right?
The Vikings had to sue the NFL and the NFL law, and the NFL won for him to end up going. I think it was Houston already had Steve McNair or somebody.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it fell to the Vikings.
Okay.
And Bernie didn't want to play for the Vikings. Bernie said in his news conference, which I watched live in Tampa, Florida, I went home for lunch, and it was covered on all 3 networks in Tampa because of who he was. And he just said, I want to play for my hometown Cleveland Browns. Boom.
Right. I wonder how many players were part of that supplemental draft for him to get in there back. This is 40 years ago.
Back then they had it no matter what. I mean, if there was one player, they'd have it. I mean, that's how they got Josh Gordon, too. The Browns have used supplemental draft very well. I think they even got Tom Cousineau the following year after Bernie.
I think that's right. I think you're right on that.
So the Browns have used the supplemental draft.
Yeah.
one very, very, very excellent player, one very good player, and one player that was good for one season if he didn't get off the hippie lettuce.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you look at this kid's track record. You look at his college career, and like you've already said, he has a lot of development. He didn't do a lot of great things in college. He was decent. I'm not gonna. He had a year in Indiana, a year in Cincinnati. His skill set is good, but it's not great, and he has a lot of room for improvement. And so I've just been laughing this whole week. The number of people that are just trying to get clicks in the Cleveland media, especially who were talking about this kid, like, well, he's a. They'll say, well, executives say that he's talented. He's a first round talent. Executives are saying this, so
No,
he's a
he's not a
first round.
first round talent.
Well,
Have
but
you seen the quarterbacks potentially coming out?
oh,
I mean, is
hell
he
yeah.
better than Dante Moore? No, he's
Hell
not better than
no.
Dante Moore.
No. So it's just funny how, and like, I listen to all the, I don't listen to the Cleveland media much because I can last about 5 minutes. Now, 97, the fan, I like Ken Carmen, but his buddy, Anthony Lima, is driving me up a wall, prancing on about, supporting this kid and taking this kid. And what bothered me even more, and I talked about this on my show earlier in the week, and I know you're not a huge Shador fan, but I think you would agree with me. Anthony Lima, I understand his point to a degree, but earlier in the week when he was talking about all this crap, he was saying how he was talking about Shador, and he says anybody who thinks that Shador's 3 wins last season or him winning games at the end of the year meant anything, or you're out of your mind. I'm like, dude, he won 3 games in the NFL, and then he went on to say, well, they're against Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. They don't. Who cares? They don't really amount to anything. And I'm like, yeah, they do. They're NFL games. There were those teams had a lot on the line. Not a great deal, but they're still NFL games. The Browns were lacking a lot of support on the line. There was injuries. Give this kid his due. Give this kid his respect. I was really pissed off. Anthony Lima is just an idiot sometimes with his takes, and I don't know how Ken Carmen can sit there and listen to this crap. But I don't know if you heard that take, but I know
No, I didn't
Shador's.
hear it.
I don't know. I mean, I know Shador's not, maybe the guy, but give him the opportunity this year and give him his props for winning a few games last season. No one else was winning games, and he won some games at the end of the year. I don't care if they were the last few games of the season. Give this kid some props. And I just thought it was a terrible take. And just there's just so many people out there that say this crap, and it's just annoying as hell. So,
Well,
okay, thank you.
If you look at the Cincinnati game, if the defense didn't score 2 touchdowns, they would have lost that game.
Oh, I'm
and
not.
Myles
Sure.
Garrett wouldn't have gotten the sack record because, I mean, he did fumble and then he did throw the worst interception I ever saw in my life. But thank God, a defensive back named Woods picked up the ball and ran it in for the end zone for the second touchdown, and Devin Bush got the first one inside the 5-yard line. Yes. So after Cincinnati scored a touchdown, he's got a lot of bad habits. But right now, I've been told if the season started today, Watson would start only because he's the veteran.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as I've written in a couple of blogs, this is the perfect opportunity for Shador Sanders to leapfrog way ahead of Deshaun Watson. And I'm rooting for that because I don't want to see Deshaun Watson play another down for the Cleveland Browns. This time next year, he'll be a backup quarterback on some other team.
Yeah.
And I don't want him on the team. I understand the salary cap. I understand how it's set up. It's set up brilliantly. They'll have more money to spend next year. I would prefer that Shador Sanders steps up, plays well, gets them at least 7 or 8 wins. Then they don't have to waste their time on another quarterback messiah with those 2 first-round picks. I mean, you're never guaranteed. I mean, Washington took RG3 as their next messiah.
Mm-hmm.
And later in the draft, they took some guy named Kirk Cousins. I can't think of why his name sounds familiar. How'd that work out?
Right. Holland, Michigan. Shout out to Kirk Cousins, who grew up up there in Michigan. Holland Christian High School, I think he went to. So.
Yeah, Sam's favorite team, Michigan State.
There you
So,
go.
this whole quarterback thing, I am so tired of it. I am just sick and tired
We
of
still have 3
searching for a
months before the
Messiah.
season starts.
I know, stop it. I mean, gosh, we can't even. This time last year, they were talking about Kenny Pickett, for
Yes.
Christ's sake,
Yeah.
and Joe Flacco. They were going to lead the Browns to winning seasons. So no,
Yeah, we were all so with speaking of Deshaun, I've got an article. Well, it should be coming. It's coming out Saturday, I think now. But there was an article previously written for another group that they talked about players that had the most pressure on them, and they listed Deshaun Watson as the guy for Cleveland. And I countered that by saying, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." Their take first on Deshaun Watson was that because he's only played in 19 games for the Browns, there's pressure on him to, do well. And I understand to a degree what they're saying, but the pressure on Deshaun Watson is more on, like you've said already a couple times, it's on him to do well, not for the Browns, because
but
he's not
for
going to
his
be playing
next
for the
team,
Browns. Yeah, to get his next team and to extend his NFL career, which could be in doubt, if things don't pan
well,
out. So
I still don't understand why the national media, they pick up if they're not at the OTAs and minicamp, which a lot of them aren't.
yeah,
They're just looking at the social media videos and they're forming an opinion on that.
yeah,
I've been told, I keep saying I follow a guy named Pete Smith. He was at all the OTAs, all the mini camps, and he said Deshaun Watson threw the most turnover worthy passes of the quarterbacks in the Browns position room.
okay,
So he basically was still playing like he did in 2024. I
hmm
encourage people to go back and look at those games. I watched those games.
yeah.
He stunk.
I
He
went
was
back and watched a
lousy.
couple. I didn't watch
Oh my
Watson.
God.
I did go back and watch a couple games with Shador this past week. I think I watched the Buffalo Bills game, which I was at during the season, and that was again one of those games where the Browns
Could have
could have
won if
won.
the
They could have
defense
won.
didn't try to get Myles Garrett his sack. They allowed over 100 yards
Yeah.
by a
Well, and they
Buffalo
did it.
Bills
They
running
stopped
back
him.
in the first half.
If you watch the second half there, especially the fourth quarter, it was the Browns got it to within a field goal, that 20 or
Yeah,
23-20 for most of the quarter. But and really, Shador faltered. He had multiple opportunities in that fourth quarter to do something, and they couldn't do anything. He got sacked. He ran around with his head cut off. So it was not a great
which
ending for
is
Shador.
something he's got to clear up.
Correct. No,
He's
it
got to
was
clean
right.
that up. He's still doing it in the OTAs and mini camps. And Todd
Mhm.
Moken even said he still retreats too much.
Right.
So, and that's his big problem. When the pressure comes, he retreats. He goes the wrong direction. He's trying to make the big play.
Right.
They want him to make the smart play.
Let's pause for a quick commercial break here, Steve. I want to talk to you about some. There was a mock draft I was looking at the other day, and I wanted your take on it on the other side of the break. We'll be right back. Hey, thanks for coming back to the Fanatical Elves Network. Shout out to Hemisphere Coffee Roasters. They shake the hand of the farmer. Check out our X page where you can buy some amazing coffee. Also,
Where is it?
where is it? I got it right here. Sherry's. This I got red raspberry today.
Oh,
Sherry's
you got a new bag. You
licorice.
already plowed through
Oh
that
yeah,
last one,
Goshen,
huh?
Ohio. Shout out to Sherry's Licorice, great company, local group. They've been around for a while. They just created like a website and everything. My wife started buying licorice from them. We've been talking to them about maybe doing some sort of partnership with them long term. So we'd love for you to check out their website. Just Google Sherry's Licorice and you're going to get this great website. They sell all sorts of flavors. I think they're coming out with watermelon soon. So it's not just your traditional like Twizzlers. This is good stuff.
There you go. Who doesn't like
um,
licorice?
right? Hey, I did this other article. I'm trying to find it real quick before I move on. There's all these mock drafts, and I know we're a year away from
Oh, we're in
next year.
listic, as a
We're in
friend of mine calls it.
La La
We're in
Land.
listicle
But
season.
we've been talking about quarterbacks and all the importance of everyone, trying to do their best, and Shador maybe stepping up and maybe seeing if he'll be the guy. Because if he's not the guy, the idea is that the Browns, based on a lot of these mocks, are going to probably take another quarterback. But in this latest mock, this guy says he's taking this kid named Justin Scott, a defensive tackle from Miami, at pick number 4 with the Browns' first pick.
Well, that implies that they win some game. Well, if they're picking 4, that means whoever's quarterback sucks.
Right. So then
That's
why would you?
illogical.
Right. That doesn't make sense. Right. Yeah.
No, it makes no sense,
And then they take, and then he
that's my
takes.
point. When you look at this between now and late July, when you're overwhelmed with power rankings and position room lists and player
Yes.
lists and all that garbage and mock draft after mock draft, just think logically. If the Browns are picking in the top 5, that means their quarterbacks suck,
Yes. So
and that
then
means they're going to be taking a quarterback.
the next pick in this same draft, this Drider gives the Browns Quincy Rhodes Jr., a edge rusher, to replace Myles Garrett. Which I'm like, what the hell? And then they finally take.
Didn't they get Jared Verse in the Miles Garrett
Yes,
thing? Okay,
of
just
course.
making sure.
But then
I didn't sleep through anything.
they finally take a quarterback at the beginning of the second round at pick 36. That he has him taking Trinidad Chambliss of Ole Miss, which we've talked about him a little bit here and there. He's
a little high for him.
Yeah. Well, he's got a year to grow, and we'll see what happens with all these, these other high profile quarterbacks like Dante Moore and Arch Griffith and others.
Arch Manning.
Manning, sorry, Griffith. Robert Griffith III. I was thinking
the kid down in Miami.
Yes, the kid in Miami.
USC
was at Duke, and then there's the kid. Isn't the LSU No, LSU guy graduated, right?
Yeah. No, don't say Sellers of South Carolina. I'm not impressed with him whatsoever. Because you got a bigger, faster version of him sitting in your quarterback room right now called Taylor Green.
Well, and that's the thing. Like even like with this mock here, the guy says Chambliss would be a strong. He'd be a popular prospect for teams searching for a potential starting quarterback. Like, again, the Browns have been immersed in this starting quarterback fiasco for it's dozens of years, and so it's just some of these mocks. I just mock at them. I laugh at them.
You mock them.
I mock them. Yes, I mock them.
Because if they're picking 4th, they need a quarterback.
Absolutely. Well, so okay, let me ask you this: Vegas has the Browns at 5.5 wins.
Oh, it dropped finally, huh?
Yeah, it's dropped a little bit, but a lot of people are talking would you take the over under on that at this point? I would take the over. I think 6 wins. I mean, they got 5 last year, right?
I'd wait till training camp, but if my first instincts were, I'd take the over.
Okay.
I mean, their offensive line is better. I mean, all we got to do is figure out the center position. I mean, if Elton Jenkins is your center, fine. He's a veteran. Mm-hmm. Then all you got to do is plug in who's going to play right guard. And they've got plenty of candidates. So, and they've got your left tackle and your right tackle, and you got your swing tackle and DeJuan Jones. So the offensive line is going to be better. The running backs seem to be, I mean, Quinshon Judkins and Sampson are both, they look very good in camp. Mm-hmm. I don't think, I've looked at the wide receivers, and I don't really think they're going to have a true number 1 wide receiver. I think they're going to have 4 guys who can do different things.
Let me ask you this about that. If I don't interrupt you there on the wide receivers, we've talked about this before, but I'm also working on an article about Jerry Jeudy right now, because in another article written by another periodical, they've shared out in the silly season, where we're still months away, that the November trade deadline comes up, and they're suggesting that Jerry Jeudy would be the Browns' prospect of potentially being traded, especially if Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion step up and take those lead roles that could the Browns have Jerry Judy as that potential trade prospect. Uh,
I don't think his salary cap
I haven't looked at the salary cap.
could
I'm just, yeah.
could
I'll have to
do
take a
that.
look at that too.
I know
Yeah.
when people said that before the season started they should trade Judy, and everybody said no, 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 not good salary cap wise.
Yeah.
See, right now they get rid of Deshaun Watson day 2, 2027. Their salary cap becomes astonishingly workable. And you got to
Mm-hmm.
figure in, cap goes
Mm-hmm.
up 8 to 10% a year,
Mm-hmm.
always does.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and Andrew Berry said next year we're going to be very aggressive in free agency. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him creating any more salary cap problems. I mean, it would
Mm-hmm.
be nice
Mm-hmm.
to have rookie quarterbacks, but your ceiling for a rookie quarterback who isn't Jamar Chase
Yeah.
is about 70 catches and 700 yards. That's
Mm-hmm.
your if both Concepcion and Boston do that, then
Mm-hmm.
you're doing pretty damn good. But
Yeah.
to do that, they've got to have a veteran running down the field as well. So
Yes. Well, Jerry Judy 2 years ago had 90 catches, I think. Had a
he
great
set the record.
season.
He broke Ozzie Newsome's record for catches.
And then last year they only had
Last I
50
heard,
catches.
Ozzie Newsome was pretty good.
I would not put Jerry Judy in the same category. I hate to say that, and it's a shame. Personally, I just for me to know that what you just said, that Jerry Judy broke Ozzie Newsome's record, makes me sad, because
Well,
I just think somebody like Ozzie Newsome meant a lot more to Browns fans than somebody
well,
a passer in the night. Jerry
well,
Judy,
you got to remember, Ozzie Newsome came along when the tight end position changed dramatically.
yeah,
Tight ends today owe it to Ozzie Newsome and God,
yeah,
the Raiders tight end. He wore number
Casper,
46.
Casper,
Yeah, no, not Casper.
um,
Maybe it was Casper. I don't know, but before them, they were blockers and
yeah,
occasionally a pass catcher. Ozzie Newsome was a wide receiver at Alabama
hmm
when the Browns
okay,
drafted him. So yeah, they back then they were throwing the ball to tight ends all the time. So it does not surprise me. I just don't see him moving on from Jerry Judy. I mean, if the wide receiver rooms comes around like it should,
yeah,
they're going to need him to help. All I know is Isaiah Bond is leaner and more muscular, and he hadn't lost any speed. That's
hmm
good. So, and I know that you're Harold Fannin that you've been worried about. He is injured.
uh-huh,
He has an injury, so that's why he didn't participate. And like I said on my last podcast, Grant Delpit is dealing with a groin leg injury. That's why he didn't practice. Okay, he's not holding in; he was hurt.
yeah, okay,
So, but then again, that opens up the whole can of worms of are they going to try and resign him, because safety isn't really a glamour position for this front office. But he and Emmanuel McNeil Warren, albeit they're roughly the same size, they do different things. So
okay.
I anticipate them re-signing him. And like I keep saying, they got to find a corner,
Yeah,
and they got to find another defensive end. But this will start happening as teams hit training camp and they can fill those little holes, a little more defensive depth, and I'll be happy.
they were talking to Jared Verse a week ago after with the trade, and he was talking to some of the local Cleveland media. Anthony is scored whatever guy does the radio. Can't
Yeah,
say his name, but he was. Did you see that interview? They were asking him, what did he
I heard it.
do to prepare, and was he excited and all this stuff, but he was talking about how he put on tape of Carson Schwarzenegger, and was really impressed with him. So I thought that was good. I thought that's a good, the kid's young. He's a step in the right direction. I think it's interesting to listen to kids like this, talk about, I never been traded before, so this is all new to him. So I
Yeah,
think that's a good, healthy take. I'm excited to see on that end what it's like. It's funny that the headlines though in other areas of the team this last couple of weeks. I mean, this week's too. I mean, Mary Kay, your favorite, regurgitates crap that's been around for weeks and says, "Oh, Shador is closing the gap on Deshaun," and then at the same time we have people talking about Todd Monken's style. He's hard nosed. He doesn't take any crap from his players, and somehow trying to say that
Well, I
Stefanski,
do like the fact that
yeah,
he said that there will be no veteran day off unless
sure,
there is precautionary. Which, all right, that's
oh
cool.
yeah, hmm,
And you're getting to the point where he is blunt and he's honest, and
well,
still
he's 61 years old. He's been around the
the
block.
the media can't accept it. They're always
Yeah.
trying to read something into what he says. You don't have to do that with Todd Monken. He is going to be brutally honest. If he says he doesn't like Sorsby, it's a slippery slope. That means he doesn't want Sorsby. He's telling the front office,
Oh, and I hope
don't
they're
do it.
listening. Oh, I talked about it earlier. I said, if you don't listen to him and they go ahead and do something with this Sorsby kid, Munkin will put on a happy face probably, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he's going to be a hard nose and say that he doesn't like the move.
Well, he'll probably say, well, that's fine. I'm not going to see him until his suspension's over, which will probably be a year. So he'll probably say, I won't see him till 2027. So we'll see what happens. My concern right now is 2026 and my current quarterback room. That's what he's going to say.
I went back and I don't know if you looked it up, but I was just interested with the Jerry Jeudy since I'm writing an article on him and the contract, and it does say that there's a potential out in 2027 at 3 years,
That's what it
48.7
was.
million,
Yeah. In
$25 million
2027.
dead cap,
Yeah.
and they could void the 2028 contract, and he could become a free agent.
So he's going to be on the team in 2026.
Yes, unless they, and this article suggests a trade, which I don't know if they traded him right now. The dead cap is the dead cap is 34 million. The cap hit to the team is 10 million. So what does that mean? The dead cap mean that's already been paid?
That's already
34.
been paid to him. Dead cap it's like interest on a credit card.
Okay.
It's of no concern because the Browns use the upfront cap option of the salary cap for like nobody's business.
So if you offered him in a trade, would that mean that the other team would have to take the $10 million?
Well, they pick up his salary, but the dead cap would still be with the Browns.
Okay. Okay.
And they've already got Joel Bitonio's 23, and Myles Garrett had some dead cap. The dead cap for Deshaun Watson will be split over 2 years because he'll be a post June 1st cut. So
Sure,
they'll
right.
divide up that thing. So, I don't see him doing it. I really don't. It had to be one hell of an offer.
Yeah.
For them to trade.
Did you see not to change the subject, but Bernie Kosar was hanging out with Nick Chubb today? Did you see those photos? Yeah, they were back in Cleveland for some event, and Nick Chubb was part of that. So I thought that was cool. I think he got interviewed by some local people as well. There's some interview stuff out there where Nick's talking about the support he's had from the Cleveland fans, especially after he got injured and all of that. So it doesn't seem like he's getting picked up by anybody anytime soon if he's coming to Cleveland.
Well, then he should sign a one-day contract with the Browns and retire.
Yeah.
That's the only way they're going to sign him.
It's just a shame because I don't know. I understand it's a serious injury and he wasn't quite the same or much the same as he was before the last injury. But it's just
point
tough.
Something yards a carry.
No. Yes.
I mean, come on.
Well, I lost the bet to you, so yeah.
No, that's it. Yes, you did. I told you.
Okay. Well, he had like 600 yards. He got close. Kind of.
No. In 17 games, 600 yards. He got close.
Yeah.
Sure, John.
Well,
sure.
Any final thoughts on this fine Thursday evening before you say goodbye to the fine folks that are listening to this wonderful podcast or watching us live right now on YouTube, Facebook, and the X?
Well, just try to survive till late July. There's going to be a lot of demeaning of the Cleveland Browns through media, and they're going to hopefully not even touch this Sorsby kid. They still got a few roster holes to fill. I anticipate before we get to training camp, a couple signings. Hopefully, they'll extend Grant Delpit. But just ignore the lists, ignore the power rankings, ignore the fact as you get close to training camp, ESPN will replay the drive and the fumble like they do every year. You got to have a thick skin to be a Browns fan.
It takes a lot. I had a chance to travel up to Cleveland. I don't know if I mentioned this to you on this show. I mentioned it earlier in my show and got to catch a Gardens game. And then actually yesterday I was down in Cincinnati catching a Reds game. And, the fine folks at Cincinnati, I don't like their football team. I've got a soft heart for the Cincinnati Reds since I used to go to some of their games back in the day. And they are really a baseball town. The very fun environment there. So fun to catch all those. We're glad that you are listening to us right now, either on Apple or Spotify. Please make sure that you subscribe to us. Hit that subscribe button, follow button, so you don't miss a show. We've got great shows. It's like Steve does here with the Dog Pound South show. He does those on Sundays, so please tune in to his next one. He had a great
I may have some more clarity on the quarterback room by then. I don't know. I'm waiting.
He has his ear to the team. He's got some inside information that we'll find out more, which I always like to listen to because maybe the other podcasts that win contests don't have the access that we do here with someone like Steve Gill. And later tonight, we got Rod Bloom and his brother Jeff, who are going to be having another Browns Blitz, which would be, I think it's episode 351. Now, I haven't counted how many episodes I've done with the Johnny Cleveland podcast, and I don't know how many episodes you've done with the Dog Pound South show, but it'd be interesting to see how many shows we've done because we're entering year 4 now. This is season 4 coming up for the Cleveland Browns.
So and one a week, 52 weeks.
It's a lot.
Do them. That's in excess of, let's see.
Did you start your show right away?
200. Around 200.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No. And then we all have a little bit of different takes on different things. And so, there's some loyal fans for the Browns Blitz that listen to Rod's show, and Steve's got some loyal followers. So thank you again for tuning in. I know some of you follow us and watch us on YouTube. We appreciate that. Please follow, subscribe on those channels as we are increasing our viewership there, though we don't win any contests, Steve. We're still going to keep moving forward.
I tell you. Who do I talk to about this?
I know.
Who's
everybody
in charge
take care. Have a great evening. Steve, have a great night. Talk to everybody soon. Go Brownies.
Go Browns.
Here we go, Brownies. Here we go. Woof, woof.
Woof, woof. There it is.